This is me, and this is my hairline 2 years ago. Fast forward to now, this is me, and this is my new hairline. What kind of voodoo magic did I use? What supplements, what exercises, what extra cream did I use? None of the above. In this video, we're gonna go into how to grow back your hairline. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. Okay, so a lot of you reached out to me because you watched my other videos and you're like, wait, in your older pictures, you're totally bald. You got no hairline. And now you look fairly normal. What's going on? I'm not a medical professional. The reason I say grow back your hairline with these two fingers is because I don't know if scientifically speaking it's actually possible to open up the follicles that no longer produce hair and then suddenly start growing hair back. And I don't want to give you false hope. Having said that, the things that I'm going to share with you definitely helped me achieve this transformation, and I hope it can for you too. So let's get into it. The number one point, the first thing that you have to understand is this: it's not about adding supplements. Modern society is addicted to these kinds of solutions, these additions. But what actually works in the field of health, in my experience, is subtractions. Subtractions of the bad habits is so much more powerful than additions of new solutions. Let me say that again. Subtracting the bad stuff is so much more powerful than adding or supplementing new stuff. So what are the things that you must get rid of? Okay, so let me tell you a story first of all of my life as I was losing hair. Now I would go in the shower, wash my hair, and in the bath there'll be lots of hair everywhere. Like it would clog up the thing. Like each time I took a shower, I was losing hair. Nowadays I shower, there's no hair. There's no hair that comes out of my head. So let's look at my life when I was losing hair. What was I doing? I was binge smoking. I was binge eating and drinking. I was eating a lot of processed food. I was smoking like a chain smoker. I had a lot of body fat. I had a lot of stress about my life. I felt like I was stuck in life. I wasn't going somewhere that I wanted. I talk about this in some of my other videos about my back pain and things like this. But basically, I was leading a very unhealthy lifestyle. So what do? You need to quit smoking, and you need to quit if you're binge drinking, and you need to quit binge eating processed food, stuff like kebabs and random Chinese food that you order on the internet that comes boiling in these like plastic containers. Now I don't know if that relates directly to your hair, but the only thing I know is that none of these random supplements helped, but what really helped is becoming healthy. Next, don't go crazy on the hair supplements. Okay, you probably clicked on this video, is like, is it biotin, is it finasteride, what did he take? I tried a couple of those and they made no change. Maybe they do, maybe the research shows that it does help. I think biotin actually can make your nails and your hair like thicker and stronger and better, so it might be smart to take that. Now with finasteride, I heard something that you can take it, but if you stop taking it, your hair loss will continue. So in order to stop hair loss, you need to keep taking it, and all it does is prevent like further hair loss. It's not necessarily gonna make you grow more hair, even though some people say it did make them grow more hair. But then I heard another thing where it was like it's really dangerous to have around women, or women that are trying to get pregnant. They're not even allowed to like touch that pill of finasteride. And I was like, what kind of medicine is so toxic that it literally, you cannot get it near like a woman, and then I'm ingesting it to not lose my hair? That seems screwed up. And then I started like learning about certain things, and I think, look, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not like a doctor, but testosterone is sort of linked to hair loss, and estrogen is linked to non-hair loss. Okay, so if you look at pregnant women, apparently they don't lose hair during their pregnancy. It's like they just don't, because there's so much estrogen, it just keeps all the hair. But then the hair loss comes afterwards when their testosterone levels start to go up and they get older, right? Whereas men, we tend to lose hair because our testosterone is high when we are younger. So when I came across finasteride, I was like, this is shady. Now a lot of you watching this are probably on it, so don't get triggered or anything, but I'm saying, I said to myself, I'm not going on that, because I think it's linked to like estrogen. I think it's linked with intercepting a natural progression in a man's aging process and his hormonal balance, that I don't want to take that risk. So right about now, you guys are probably thinking, you know, all this bro science, you got no science to back it up, you know. So if you want to take finasteride, go ahead. All I want to say is that I didn't. Okay, I tried it a bit and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And same with biotin. None of them really changed my hair thing, but then I didn't even take it that consistently anyway. Oh, and they say finasteride messes up your boner, your sex life, and all this kind of stuff. So again, Is it just me, or do you think that's linked with like testosterone maybe and estrogen and things like this? I'll let you decide. Next, hairstyle, haircut, and your scalp temperature. Let's say my hairline may not have actually grown back, but I used to have long hair that I would tie in a man bun. So that would constantly strain my hairline to go back because my hair was long, so it would pull back and it would be easier to fall out, and I was tying it, so it was pulling it back even further, and so it just keep making my hair go back. Whereas if I have shorter hair, it's less likely to fall out because the hair itself is less heavy, and because I have short hair that is kind of like going forwards like that, it hides receding hairline a little bit. So that's what you do. You can't have hairstyles if you're losing hair that accentuate your hair loss or keep receding your hairline backwards. So long hair and man bun is probably not a good combination if you want to grow back your hairline. Instead, shorter hair coming forwards is the way you want to go. The scalp temperature, okay, if it's very simple science. If the thing is hot, then the hole gets like bigger and expands, so it's probably easier for your hair to fall out. If you keep your scalp temperature like cooler, then it's going to be generally healthier on your scalp. I hear this in my hairdressers as well. That's not to say like ice your head, it just means like when it's hot, don't be wearing caps all the time and things like that. Sleep and exercise. This is kind of like the no processed food and no binge smoking. Sleep is the great equalizer. It's what makes everyone healthier than they already are. I believe most of your problems, the stress, the joint pains, the fastest and best solution is to just get really good sleep consistently over months and months. And exercising is two of the things that really just bring you back to normal, bring you back towards health. Because if you're living an unbalanced life, that's what's causing the hair loss. It's the unhealthy lifestyle. So if you sleep well, you exercise, you have a set routine, you cut out the crappy processed food, you quit smoking, quit drinking, then you're 80% there without the supplements, okay? Next, try not to obsess over it because stress is what leads to hair loss. I don't know if there's a scientific paper on this, but stress is most likely what's gonna lead to hair loss, because if exercise and sleep are like the great enhancers of health, stress is like the great depressor of general health. You want to do things that allow you to be less stressed. Whatever it is, your anti-stress protocol, you want to use that to lower the stress, because even just being obsessed about your hair loss is gonna make you more stressed, which is gonna make you lose more hair. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Instead, just be like, oh, I'm gonna look great bald anyway. My hairline, whatever. I'm gonna out-earn my hairline. Okay, just relax, don't stress over it, and that's already a good step. Next, you want to outpace your receding hairline with your income. So what you want to do is you want to do a hair transplant. Basically, I think if I started losing massively receding hairline and I decided I don't really look that great bald, I want a hair transplant, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a hair transplant so that I get my hairline back. Now apparently it costs quite a lot of money, so the idea is instead of doing all these like supplements that I feel are quite shady, and it's just you want to take pills just to keep the same hairline that's already receding at the risk of your testosterone and your sex life. Instead of that, try to add value, try to become a valuable member of society and make more money so that you can pay for a hair transplant. That whole package of what I described is my guide to growing back. You look at these fingers before you go all like, you're not a doctor on me, okay? That's how you grow back your hairline. You gotta be healthy. How do you fix just about anything? You gotta get healthy. It's the simple things that actually count. But how many of you, like, really think about this? If you're watching this, you might be sitting there going, Wanhee, was that it? Like, was that your advice? Okay, then I ask you the same question. How many of this are you actually doing? And are you actually healthy? You sitting there watching this saying, my hairline's receding. Ask yourself, am I healthy? Am I living a healthy life? Am I getting good sleep? Am I getting good exercise? Am I not eating processed shitty junk food? Am I actually not binge smoking and chain smoking? Am I releasing stress or not having too much stress in my life? Am I keeping my scalp temperature cold and finding a haircut that suits me? Are you doing all these things? The chances are you're probably not. Now, I'm making this guess because I was living probably the most unhealthy life life when I was losing the most hair. And now I'm older. I should have lost more hair, right? But it's almost like, I don't know if I gained hair, but it certainly looks like I'm less bald, right? Get healthy. Cut out the bad stuff rather than adding more supplements. This same advice applies to training, to diet, to a lot of things in your life. And it's the spirit of minimalism, which is something that kind of runs through as a theme on my channel. So I hope it helped you. If none of these tips help, then you gotta rock it. You gotta rock the bald head and build a great body, and you know where to go for that. Hope this video helped you guys. See you in the next one.